leaves. It's
caution flag has just come out. Jimmy Kitchens is spun down in turn 1.
He must have a right rear tire flat. Yes, it is, because I saw him up in 3 and 4 very slow, and he goes down in 1 and spins out. Dave?
Yeah, that's what they told him as soon as they got down there and did that spin. He said definitely right rear, guys, and you'll see that as he comes into camera view here. That right rear gone, BP.
Okay, now here comes the strategy plays.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Now we'll see some guys fueling only, doing all kinds of different things on pit road.
We are 30 laps into the race when the caution comes out. We'll check the replay, and then we'll check the pit stops. So we just catch the tail end of it here.
A very slow, lazy spin going down in turn 1.
Actually, they turn really, really well without a right rear.
Yeah.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
Would that be the indication of loose?
Yes. That's loose in right there.
And no contact with the outside retaining wall, so
he drove it away. What's the old saying? If you can drive it in, it doesn't count against your resume.
all right. Pit road is open. Let's see what kind of strategy is going to play out.
You're nodding yes. You know of that phrase? Back at New Hampshire International Speedway, just as the caution comes out for a second time in today's race. It was David Stremme who ran into problems in the 32 car.
He made some contact, and he's got a fire under the car. Some of that rubber has gotten so hot under there that it's on fire. So, be interesting. The 66 car, McMurray, goes down in the corner, gets loose, and when he goes up to save it, he runs into the left rear of the 32 of Stremme. And that caused the left rear tire to go flat immediately. And he still hasn't pitted.
And the casing wrapped around the axle, and that's what's probably burning under there, you think?
Yeah, no brake lines, body damage.
Not too good.
Not too good. Looks cool.
Yeah.
Bring it in, David.
Yeah, I think right now would be a good time to bring it in. Get the fire extinguisher, get everything ready.
Bring the car in and install this out.
Even fire on the racetrack.
He's trying to stay on the lead lap.
I don't think it's going to matter. They got a brake line they've got to fix, I'm sure. And
Got a little small fire. Don't put any fuel in it, Randy.
Good idea.
And NASCAR had just before that, NASCAR just radioed down to the official of the pit. Don't let them fuel that car until they get that under control.
yeah. I think they've got some work to do.
Yep. That's too bad for Stremme. He's had kind of a run of bad luck here lately. Had finished at 28th at Daytona, 34th at Chicago, and now some troubles before halfway. Put the no. Put the fire out first.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Ooh. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to plug in the gas. After all that, can he get the left sides changed before the pace car comes around and laps him?
Yeah, they still got problems there. You see the firemen jumping back.
They're going to lose more than a lap, I believe.
Yep. Okay, here come the leaders.
You're, on top of the earth to put you right back down, doesn't it? That's exactly what happened to Justin when he came here this weekend, and there's trouble on the racetrack, Wallace.
That would be Tim Finois in the 12 car, and the caution flag is out.
And he will not be very happy with one Paul Menard.
No, he will not. But fortunately, he did a 360 and did not hit anything, so
Only lost a couple of spots, and so maybe all that anger is for nothing.
Probably flat spotted him, Gary.
I'm going to say he lost a little rubber, too.
They feel flat spotted, Tim. A lot of smoke. I'm thinking flat spotted.
Talking about the tires, once these tires stop and spin across this asphalt, it will just grind them off like a grinder, and they call that flat spot in the tires.
But if you stay in the gas, it's not as bad as if you jump on the brakes.
There we see the neon car of Paul Menard going up, get in the back of Timmy Finois there.
Oh, and your championship leader Truex sliding by to the inside.
Looks like he kept the tires rolling.
Yeah, I think he may be okay. Maybe flat spot of the rear is just a little bit, but
well, you could see Menard really dive on the brakes there when he realized he was running up on Finois' back bumper.
nice save.
Nonetheless, third caution is out in the Siemens 200 at New Hampshire International Speedway on TNT.
That spot up to the 20 car of Mike Bliss. I think he wants to feel that car out for a few laps.
Caution's out. Trouble in turn one. Matt Kovaluk again.
And he just was awarded the Lucky Dog Award on this last caution flag to get back in the lead lap. But this looks like it's a little, we got some fire. Matt, jump out of there,
Get out of there.
I'd pull forward first so you can jump out.
Yeah, it looks like fire now. Maybe that fuel extinguisher in the trunk worked because it looks like the fire subsided.
He's away from the wall enough. He can get out.
I don't think he had any idea it was on fire either.
See how fast those guys got there?
Boy, that's awesome.
You know why?
Yeah. Last year at this very racetrack.
That's right.
In the NASCAR Nextel Cup race last year, Dale Jarrett's going off turn 4 and was sitting in the middle of the racetrack. And when all those cars came charging back at him, it looked so dangerous that NASCAR official said, and I think wisely so, we need to stop this.
No more racing back to the caution. Just think about some of the things that have happened in the last year. You see the safer barrier there to the right. No more racing back to the caution. Today we could possibly have a green-white checker finish.
Let's go back and see this Hornaday deal. See him getting off of turn 2 there. Gets up in the wall. Now Casey Mears is in the 1 car, the yellow freight car right there. And he just turns down underneath Hornaday, and it looks like 2 cars just trying to get to the bottom or keep driving down.
Ooh.
And then the 1 car decides, I think I'll go up and hit him.
Man, don't pinch me off. I'm going to need that angle into the corner. And this is what happened to Matt Kovalov.
Oh! Ashton Lewis going in the corner makes some contact with Kovalov, and
Kovalov looked like he drove down on top of Ashton Lewis on that deal.
let's see, on board with Kenny Wallace.
Right in front of you, come on, that away.
Did that change your opinion any?
As long as we have race cars on this kind of
Down inside of turn number 1. NASCAR on TNT comes back live to New Hampshire International Speedway. Matt Kovalov's car being loaded up on the rollback and some of the debris being removed from the racetrack so we can resume competition here in a moment. Talked about the reason that there is no longer racing back to the caution flag happening here last September.
Yeah, this is a scary deal. Watch Dale Jarrett, the 88 car. He comes off before, he hits the wall, and he stopped. Now, it used to be, he used to race back to the yellow. They're all coming out of 4.
Watch this. They're racing as hard as they can, and he's sitting there in the racetrack, dead in the water.
Somebody would have hit that car, it would have been huge.
And again, we looked at that, NASCAR looked at that, and once again, wisely said, let's stop this.
Yep.
And just, we'll freeze the field when the caution flag comes out. And that's exactly what they're doing. So we see today when Kovalov had the crash in this car, the safety crews was able to get there 20, 30 seconds faster than did last year.
All right, let's set the strategy for this race. Jamie McMurray
Did to that car. Because he hit that wall. Oh,
going up in smoke.
Mike Bliss.
Into the wall.
easy. Right rear tire.
Okay, well, they've got their yellow.
Fortunately, they're it.
Well, I mean, everybody else has got their yellow. The guys that were close to the 111 lap.
Things not turning too well, is it?
Yeah.
What happened to the left front fender, I think, is rubbing the tire and not allowing the left front to turn as much as you'd like for it to.
Yeah, he's got a lot of problems there.
Just, we're talking about the, you know, when a water hose comes off. Same with the right rear.
Oh, yeah.
Always happens going into the corner.
Oh, yeah.
He was third. Screaming off into turn one when things went wrong for Mike Bliss.
Right rear tire goes flat. He goes up and smacks the wall with the left rear, which brings the left front down around. And the left rear damage he could probably get away with, but that left front, left rear damage he could probably get away with. But that left front, that was too much.
Chair right to the bottom of the screen.
That just can't be a good feeling. Going off into the corner and having the thing start to snap around.
Yeah, going in the corner backwards is not a good feeling.
Dave?
And Mike Bliss's car in now. The damage you guys have been talking about. One of the problems is whether the fuel hose would be kinked and whether they can get fuel in it. Whether the catch can man in the rear can get the catch can in, Matt.
The 5's in, Kyle Busch. They're going to go with a 4-tire change. No adjustments. I mean, Chip Ganassi and Andy Grace give me a heck of an opportunity down there to run their Busch operation.
That would be trouble. David Green that turned around in traffic, and Stanton Barrett, who caught the wall in the 91, and the caution flag is out.
That's what Joe needed.
That's That's tough for Stanton.
Now he's got 80 laps to try to work his way back through. But, you know, that when we go back and show a replay of the 37 car, and hopefully we have that, you're going to see just how fighting your way back through the traffic, how difficult it is. He was in a mess of cars. What, 10 or 15 cars down there?
David Green, defending winner of this race in the 37. If we take a look at what happened, he's racing Steve Grissom there in the 24.
Leffler's 00 right behind him, and look at all this group of cars right behind. Some contact there between the 00 and the 37. And look at all these cars.
Wow. Did you see Jason Keller make it through there?
And Casey Kane somehow got in the side of Stanton Barrett, the 91, and kind of forced Barrett up in the outside retaining wall. He somehow made it.
Watch the 22. Red and white car going to come through here. Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye. Yo.
That was close.
Stanton.
Casey Kane had to go high, but Stanton was a little bit higher.
Oh, this will be a good view.
See how close this is.
Buddy, a lot of these guys are holding us up. When you get to them, drive on. Stay up.
You feel that?
Come on.
That was close.
You're good. You're good. Awesome job, JK.
Keith Barnwell talking to Jason Keller from the spotter stand. I got a feel for Stanton. The stuntman Stan here says he spent the last 2.5 months not in the movie sets, but just trying to get this race team going. He's changed some personnel, trying to find sponsorship, additional funding, and that kind of thing. He came out here this weekend, and now he's got a wrecked race car.
Right now, pit road is still closed because of the Stanton Barrett cars at the end of the exit of pit road, so they can't pit and make their changes and leave pit road right now. So that's why NASCAR has closed.
Just to follow up on Matt Yoakum's story, Brian Patty is leaving to go run a NASCAR Busch Series team for Ganassi Racing. He is from the Lakeland, Florida area, like Joe Nemechek. They've spent basically their entire careers together. It's a big move for Brian to leave that team. Stan Barrett out of his car, trying to figure out what in the world happened up there. Or waiting to have a chat with someone.
Yeah, that's probably the wisest thing you can do is just
take a ride, cool off, figure it out, watch the replays. Then you can go chat about it. David Green gets spun around. Caution is out for the 7th time here at New Hampshire International Speedway with 78 laps to go. Lane during stops, and he's gone to the back of the field twice, and he's back into the top 10. And so McMurray is through. Don't forget the Rusty Wallace. Oh, trouble. He's not through anymore.
Got tagged by the 5 car.
Caution flags out. A race for 7th place gone bad for Jamie McMurray.
What happened there?
And so caution number 8 waves over this race with 37 laps to go.
Now that certainly might have helped Matt Kenseth, Bobby Hamilton, Jr., Casey Mears, those guys that might not be able to make it on fuel. And we see right front tire flat on the NASCAR Busch Series points leader.
Stay on the lead line, man. Let's come in here.
Yep.
Guys, get your sawzalls ready.
When that tire comes apart, it's going to do some damage.
And it's coming apart.
Check it out. This was a race for 7th spot off turn 2.
McMurray was clear of him. He may have gotten a little bit loose jumping on the throttle. Had to check up.
And the 8 drove right into the wall, trying to keep him running into the back of the 5. Truex just, saw the 5 slowing up in front of him, and natural reaction, it looks like. See what you think here.
Yeah, watch the 8 car go up and pound the wall. With Mark Truex.
Watch in front of you. Watch right here in front of you. Keep digging. How you doing? Did you hit anything?
Just the wall.
Unfortunately. Yes. So.
And that tire came apart and did just what we were talking about. That's a problem with trying to stay on the lead lap.
Change your right rear unless it's flat.
You're trying to stay out there on the racetrack, and the tire just rips the car apart.
We just talked about how Truex Jr. had come from the back of the pack twice to get into the top 10. And Marty, he's got bigger problems than that now.
Yeah, he came from the back to the front twice. Like you said, Alan, this past time he had restarted 26. They can only change the right front tire because that's the only one that's flat, and they're out of tires. Kevin Mannion asked him right afterwards, did you hit anything? He said, I just pounded the wall, and that's the result of it. The right front fender torn up, and they replaced the right front tire as well.
Jamie McMurray on pit road just ahead of Truex, you see. Both of them trying to get off of pit lane because the pace car's coming to see if they can stay on the lead lap. Another twist here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Don't go away. This finish could be wild.
Did he do that?
Cleaning up from caution brought out when Jamie McMurray got around into the turn 2 wall. Martin Truex also into the wall over there. You see they've got the jet blowers out on track to try and clean up some of the rubber marbles and things in the upper lane. So we'll have a couple of more laps of yellow.
And folks, there is something missing. The 25 car.
He's not behind Matt Kenseth in second place.
Made a pit stop.
And it's going to put him all the way back to 20th place. You see the car in second place, the purple car there, that's Tim Fedewa. And we're going to give the nod in his direction for our Just for Men rejuvenating moment of the race. This was back at lap 78.
He gets a little tap from behind by Paul Menard in the 11 car. Around he goes, but luckily no one hit him. He gassed it, goes on, and now he's in second spot with just 32 laps to go.
His pit crew brought him in for a stop at lap 104. He hasn't been in again since. The track position he's put to good use. And Tim Fedewa, with a temporary crew chief, Dave, is up in second place.
Well, that's right. Gary Coxwell had taken a position with Richard Childress. That didn't work out. You're back here. Your car's pretty good. Aren't you glad you're back?
Well, I'm having a lot of fun. We started out and we were terrible. We stopped a lot of times early on in the race. Wedge out and track bar up about a mile and a rubber in and air out. And then worked out well for us to get some track position there about lap 100. And we might get passed by a couple more cars, but I think we'll have a good finish out of all this when it's done.
Gary's been doing this a long time and got Fedewa where he needs him to be. Marty?
From second to 20th. Harold Holley, what did you have to...
Caution is out for the 9th time. Joe Nemechek got in trouble down in turn 1. Took a piece of Casey Mears and Greg Biffle along with him.
Looks like he got in there a little too hot. BP he was trying to keep the car off of Stacy Comp. Is that?
Yes, Stacy.
And then all of a sudden he just, boy, he did everything he could to stay off him.
He spins around. The one car decides to go high. Biffle decides to go with him. And both cars hit Joe Nemechek. Paul Wolf was able to squeeze between Nemechek and the wall, not hit him.
Joe's car wasn't tore up until that. Gets into him a little bit. Casey Mears is going to gas it, try to squeeze through, and
wrong place, wrong time.
Or wrong place, right time. Man, we've seen so many cars spin out trying to get in the corner here today.
man, they got clobbered.
All the bits and pieces flying. This is from Mike Wallace.
Mike did the right thing. He went low.
Sit, roll over. Good boy.
Did you get a treat when the race is over, too? Nemechek in, getting damage repaired on his car. Greg Biffle is in also, and he's being held by NASCAR officials. They took more tires than they are allowed to take, and that's going to cost him some laps. There is Biffle's car. They came in. The left front was flat. They changed all 4 tires. So that's 3 extra tires over the limit you're allowed to change under the caution. That's going to be a 3-lap penalty. 1 lap per tire. So that'll cost him. Biffle was 6th in the Busch Series Championship standings coming into today.
Okay, 1 to go.
So that'll give us a restart with 18 to go. So is there maybe a little more to this prior to what we saw?
There always is. I don't know. Like Stacy got a little bit loose getting off of 4, and Joe just crossed underneath him. But Joe did everything he could right there to not spin out Stacy Compton. So
yeah. All right, so after the damage repair, Joe Nemechek is back in 24th place. Casey Mears 25th. Check that the other way around. Casey 24th, Joe 25th. They will be the last 2 on the lead lap. And we'll get set to try this again. Bobby Hamilton Jr. only made his way back up to 14th so far. Remember, he pitted earlier because they were going to be short on fuel. Wanted to play it conservatively. Martin Truex Jr., the championship leaders, in 18th.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Big mess on the restart. Jason Keller and Kyle Busch, the 4th and 5th place cars.
Easy, guys, easy.
That is unbelievable.
And for the lead.
The caution flag is out.
Caution is out.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Jason Keller had was so
Such a good run, yep.
And Kyle Busch was going to gain some points on Truex Jr. in the chase for the NASCAR Busch Series Championship. And
Kyle was trying to anticipate the start and got it wrong.
I hate it when that happens.
I wasn't kidding earlier when I said don't go away because you never know what might happen in this thing.
We weren't.
Yeah. So the caution comes out now for the 10th time. Damage to the nose of the 5.
I'm pretty sure Jason gassed it too to make sure he got a piece of Kyle when he was going by.
Oh, that's just too bad.
Let's see.
That's all it was.
Now, let me ask you this. If we see that same look again, you watch, see if Jason didn't have to jump on the brakes to keep from running over the 00 in front of him.
He might have.
Like the line bottled up in front, the leader maybe, you know.
All right, well, let's take a look at the car in front of Jason.
Well, maybe not.
They were kind of rolling.
It looks like all 3 of those cars are rolling about the same speed.
Okay.
Now, this may be a good shot. Oh, I love this shot.
See, look at him accordion.
Yeah, they did accordion a little bit.
Jason jabbed the brakes a little bit, and Kyle didn't.
Yeah.
Well, this will be a good look.
Oh, yeah.
It gets better and better.
Green flag, green flag.
It looks different from there.
Yeah.
The end result is the same.
Come on.
It's really ugly from here.
Green flag, green flag. Check it up in front of you. Come on. No caution, keep coming.
There is a black flag being shown to Kyle Busch for aggressive driving.
22 on the left.
Well, you know, on board with Jason Keller, the engine never changed pitches. He didn't go accelerating and then back off.
Right, exactly.
So Jason Keller's crew goes to work. Probably Kyle Busch's crew goes to arguing. And we'll go to commercial and come back to New Hampshire in a minute. Back in New Hampshire, and the post-race festivities have begun, Dave.
Well, and obviously not festivities in a victory sense for Kyle Busch, but Kyle, how do you feel about the way you were penalized for what happened out there? Not a word from him. Keeping his mouth shut right now, guys. He'll think about it, I'm sure, and have a word for us at some point.
That would be a no comment. This is what happened when Kyle got out of his car. They park all the Busch Series cars on the pit road, and the crews and the drivers were all in close proximity, and it got tense. And there's Kyle exiting his car and being chased.
And really and truly, that's probably the best thing he could do. What happened on a restart? We see the 5 car get in the back of Jason Keller and knock Keller into the wall.
And earlier in the race, the 5 car got in the back of the 66 car of Jamie McMurray and was a wreck.
For that incident there, NASCAR penalized the 5 car for aggressive driving, and he finishes the race 1 lap down.
Right, the first deal they figured was just a racing incident, but that one they felt could have been avoided.
7. of Robert Pressley, and he had a little bit of problems coming out of turn 4.
We're going to take a look at what happened. You see coming off turn 4, top of your screen. It's going to be a little loose like a lot of the cars are. Got up in the gray stuff and didn't quite have the grip up there that he needed, and there is the result.
Can you earn an IRP stripe?
He did. He earned one. Robert's a former pole sitter here. Sat on the pole back in 1992, and Robert runs awfully well at this racetrack.
Standing by with Robbie Gordon is Wendy Norris. Wendy? All about this crash, don't you, Phil?
We sure do. You see him. He's trying to get underneath Ashton Lewis. He's going to hit the inside wall fairly hard right here. Obviously necessitated them bringing out the backup car. You see a lot of damage to the right front and the right rear corner. We're going to take another look at it.
Well, you actually had a pretty up close and personal view of this.
I got a pretty good look at it. If you'll see, we're going to stop this right here. Stop this action right here. You see that right there, that fellow running away? That is me. And this fellow right here, that is Ray Dunlap. We were standing on the backstretch watching cars practice, and we saw Shane come off of turn 2, made contact with Ashton Lewis, and we decided to take evasive action.
Well, that's proof right there that you're faster than Ray Dunlap.
I was about 4 steps ahead of him. I was all over it.
Jason,
take a look at what happened earlier today. This is the aftermath. Made pretty hard contact with the left side, driver's side of the car. Left front, left rear, quite a bit of damage. As Ray mentioned earlier, this was a drop snout car, and he had to go to a standard snout car, so quite a bit different setup. There's Booty Barker. He's got to be pretty happy with that 5th place qualifying effort.
He just said, "Are we 5th?" Somebody tell him, "Yep, you're 5th, Booty." The gray hairs aren't falling out yet.
Good job by Jason Leftley.
In turn 3, in behind the smoker, caution flag is out. That's Shane Hall in the 28, who's apparently had an engine go bad, and in the wall behind him, Hermie Sadler in the 02 and Brian Tyler in the 40.
And while all this is going on, Martin's pitting right now, so this caution really helped Truex because he'll pit and he won't be a lap down. Pit road's closed, but it doesn't matter. He's going to have to start at the back anyway. He serves his penalty under caution, so waiting was really a good idea for Martin.
He did good.
He did great.
All right, the penalty being served by Truex, and we go back and look at the start.
I watched the 27 car. He's going to hit the gas, and looks to me like the car stumbles. Just does not start. Truex accelerates well and drives away.
Yeah, I don't know. Truex is pretty far away from the guy there in 4th, so tough call.
Marty?
Well, as you would imagine, Alan, a lot of debate on the radio. Kevin Mannion talked to the NASCAR officials. Great call on those guys' part to wait. Like Jeff Burton said, he'll have to sit there until the entire field goes by. He's sitting on pit road right now. They got their break. Kevin Mannion just told Martin on the radio they got their break for the night. He said, what was I supposed to do? The leader spun his tires, and I was already going, so I didn't have much of a choice but to beat him to the line. So that was what Martin Truex Jr. was saying on the radio.
Now let's go back and look at what has put us under caution for the first time in this race. All right, we'll get back to that in a minute. Johnny Sauter is the race leader, and Truex Jr. is going to rejoin the tail end of the field. And Brian Tyler's got a badly damaged car. Under caution for the first time in the Kroger 200 at Indianapolis Raceway Park. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
The 3rd position between Shane Meal and 38. 00 Jason Leffler on the slow car.
Oh, that'll bring out a caution.
Oh, man.
Tyler Walker. And who's that? Stan Boyd spinning down through in the 57.
All right, everybody slow down here.
So yellow number 2 comes out at lap number 50. And I'll bet this will bring everybody to pit road.
I think you're right.
We'll see. I
think you'll see the leaders pit. There'll be some interesting calls of people that aren't in the front. They may decide to stay and try to make this a one-stop race.
If they stop now, they definitely are going to have to stop twice.
This is pretty clear what happens right here.
Yeah. I mean, Shane Meal just goes in and runs in the back of the 74 and spins Tyler Walker around.
Excuse me, you're in my way.
And Lyle Bennett, 82, barely gets by. Never see the contact. They were lucky that just one car was involved.
Car hoping to run the NASCAR Nextel Cup race there at Michigan. He is a little bit loose right now, and a crash on the racetrack.
Caution is out. It's Lyle Bennett in the 82 car. Yellow flag at lap 109.
And I see a lot of damage to the right front of Robbie Gordon's car, so it looks like the right front met the left front, huh?
Bennett, a 46-year-old out of Neenah, Wisconsin, former late model champion at Slinger Speedway up Matt Kenseth country.
And I like Lyle Bennett. You know why? We both have chow dogs.
Chow, oh,
yeah,
chow
the
dogs,
breed
like
chow.
puppy dogs, yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you say chow, I think, you know, the whole buffet Benny thing. So.
No, I'm talking about puppy dogs.
Okay. Yeah. Here's what put us under caution.
All right, there's the red and white car of Lyle Bennett. I'm sorry, that was Stan Boyd, and I don't know what happened there. If they just made contact or what?
I'll tell you what happened right there. Is
go ahead.
The 27 car was about 2 cars behind them, and it was time to go, or they were going to get lapped. So Robbie Gordon and all those guys, they just had to go. I mean, they were going hard to try to keep from getting a lap down.
So excuse me, I'm coming through.
Okay, now Alan and Jeff, as we watch the cars drive through, we're going to have pit road is open.
Leaders stay out.
The leaders stay out. What's up with this? Here comes the 22 car. You can pit now and go the rest of the way.
Fourth place drivers, the first one to come on to pit road. Jason Keller pits, Jason Leffler pits, Kyle Busch pits. Truex stays out. Michael Waltrip pits. And we'll take a break and wrap up the pit stops for you when we come back. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Coming out now, big mess in turn 4. Michael Waltrip, Shane Meal. 43 is Aaron Fike. Who else is driving away? Ron Hornaday. And it looks like most of them are going to get away with it. Caution flags out.
One other car that we didn't mention, the 56 car.
That's Tim Sauter. I think he just stopped behind the wreck. I don't think he got into anybody there.
There's one car that put on tires that will be at the back.
Oh, Michael Waltrip, yeah. Oh, boy. That's tough for Hornaday. Third place driver in the Busch Series Championship. And a former winner here at Raceway Park. Took this event back in 2000.
Yeah, he's got big damage.
He does.
Hard pressed not to have gotten the radiator with the way that front end looks, huh?
Yeah, you don't see any steam coming out of it or anything, so maybe they got lucky.
Michael Waltrip might have gotten lucky. It looks like a lot of damage around the left rear door panel, but
the 2 car had to hit something. That might be it there.
Oh, there's steam.
There's steam. That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Means the radiator is broken.
That is water right there.
So the third place driver in the NASCAR Busch Series Championship standings goes behind the wall, and let's show you what's put us under caution for the 5th time in this race.
See, Shane Meal in the 38 gets in the back of Aaron Fike at 43. And it is Hornaday that hits Michael Waltrip in the left rear and causes that damage to the front.
Like Fike had to lift off the gas pedal to keep from running into Mike Wallace, maybe, and that kind of accordion things.
Right in a left rear wheel.
Yeah.
Jason Leffler with some damage.
That bluish green that you see there, that's the padding that protects the driver from hitting the door bars. That's the back side of the padding. That's what that is.
And Leffler, one of those guys who...
oh, here we go. Here's the leader on pit road.
70 to go.
Oh, boy.
Biffle stayed out. The 37 stayed out.
We're going to find out just how good this car is if he can work his way back to all these cars that stop.
And the championship leader, Martin Truex, also following Johnny Sauter in with 70 to go. Marty?
Yeah, Alan, the decision was kind of Johnny Sauter's and Newt Moore's. He said, you know, let's do what we have to do. We could possibly chance it, possibly try to go to the end on fuel, but let's get 4 fresh tires here. They want no chassis changes. Johnny describes the chassis as perfect. He said, I know I can work my way back through the field. I'm confident of how good this race car is. You guys have done a great job all weekend. Let's make this the stop of the year. It'll be 4 tires. And again, no changes for the 27 car.
So of the 6 cars that had not pitted the last time, 2 of them stayed out. The other 4 came in. David Green and Greg Biffle stayed out. The rest of them have come in and taken on their last set of tires they're allowed to change under the yellow.
I don't know what those guys are waiting on. You know, being a crew chief's a tough job, isn't it?
I tell you who's looking good right now. Who? Jason Keller.
I think so too.
Jason Keller up to now what would be 3rd place, having made a pit stop already. We'll take a break from Indianapolis Raceway Park. We'll come back for the restart in a minute.
Have a caution. Car in the wall. Tim Feeder with a 12 car. We saw him just a moment ago. Hit the wall. Looked like he hit it pretty hard going into turn 3.
And the yellow flag waves for a 7th time in this race.
Oh man, did he ever hit that wall hard?
Yeah.
He did hit it hard. You know, this is only a half-mile racetrack, but you can hit it hard. Now.
Yeah. Now.
What does Brad Parrott do? This is the question. He was pulling away from Busch in the 5 car. Busch had just gotten by David Green in the 37. I think Green's probably going to have to pit. I don't know. He'll probably have to pit. Well, let's see what Brad Parrott and the 60 do.
All right, they got their caution flag. 45 laps to go.
Let's check out the cause of the yellow flag as the rescue workers check out Tim Fedewa.
Got down the corner, looked like he got in the corner a little bit too hard as he tried to stay in front of Johnny Sauter in the 27 car. Around he went. Clint Boyer looks up and sees trouble. Corner.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this with the little progress that.
The sky is crying here in Michigan, and so is the NASCAR community. Tom Baldwin Sr. died in a crash last night at the Thompson Speedway in Connecticut during a Featherlight modified tour race. On the 8th lap, he swerved to miss a car that had bounced off the wall and impacted a concrete barrier in the infield. Baldwin was a 30-year veteran of the series, a 40-year veteran of racing stock cars, and was the father of Tommy Baldwin, Casey Kane's Cup crew chief, and Tommy also an owner here in the Busch Series. Tom Baldwin was 57. Both of our pit reporters grew up around modified racing, and Tom Baldwin cast a long shadow. Matt?
Well, Mike, when you think about Tom Baldwin Sr., it was his exciting style, but really more, I think it was just being around the guy. He was so funny, had so many humorous stories, and once the shock wore off through many people in the Next to Cup and Busch Series garages this morning, once they heard the news that grew up around the modifieds, you know, like Paul Claproot or Bono Mannion, once the shock wore off, or Eddie DeHunt, you know, you started telling Tom Baldwin stories, and for me, one of my most favorite ones, I spent an afternoon with him at his shop on Long Island. He says, you know, you've never been to Riverhead, have you? I said, no. He goes, guess what? Let's go. Jumped into his passenger car. We made maybe half a dozen laps showing me the lines, and while he was racing around in his passenger car at Riverhead, he was telling me stories of the heroes up past like Charlie Jarzombeck and Richie Evans. And really, to me, Tom Baldwin Sr. will be sadly missed, and one of the neat things about Tom, he was one of the last links that we had to that magical period of the 1960s and 70s in the modifieds, and it's going to be a sad weekend for many people, and especially next week for the entire Baldwin family, and certainly want to pass on our condolences to the entire Baldwin family. Bob?
Well, Matt, you are right. Our hearts are broken today as we walk around the Cup Garage here in Michigan. I grew up with the Baldwins on Long Island as part of the Long Island gang, and Tom was a very colorful character. Always told you what was on his mind, and that's what made Tommy special. Yeah, he won 6 Featherlight Modified Series events and tons more at Riverhead Raceway, Islip Speedway on Long Island, but you always knew if you wanted a good joke, a good story, go over to Tom Baldwin. He was known around the garage area as the man with the fastest stopwatch. He was always at the top of the speed charts, even if he was 6th actually on the speed charts. Tom Baldwin was an awesome guy. We will truly miss him. I can tell you from the bottom of our hearts, he was the leader of the Long Island gang.
You know, just 2 days ago, we're at NASCAR Speed Park with the family in Concord. Here's Tommy and his son, Tommy III, and they're in these go-karts, and we're going around the corner, and little Tommy gives me this huge nerf all the way to the fence with a big grin on his face. We all got out of the cars, and I said, you drive just like your grandfather, and that was a compliment.
Well, the thing is right now what I'm thinking about is about Tommy himself, because I understand after losing my father how that can affect you, and I'm really feeling for him, and I know he's going to be missing his dad. He was a great man.
All right, we'll be back a little later for qualifying. Let's rejoin regular programming.
Back live at Pikes Peak on TNT, you're looking at the car of Clint Basch, who has just crashed to bring out the first caution flag of this race. The Woodland Park, California veteran of the Pikes Peak hill climb. Run up the mountain nearby here, making his third NASCAR Busch Series start this season, and it has not worked out very well for him.
Not enough runoff here, Alan.
Yeah. But you see Clint is out of the car and okay. Good news there. But caution is out for the first time. Because of where Clint's car has come to rest, pit road is closed. His car is right at the opening, and all of those safety vehicles you see right at the entrance to pit road where the drivers and teams need to come down. And so the pit lane remains closed by NASCAR for the moment. You see the commitment line here that the teams have to cross in order to come onto pit lane legally, and there are some safety workers there that you don't want to endanger at all.
It'll be interesting to see if Greg Biffle comes in, although he is moving up very well. They have not really run enough laps to capitalize on fuel. If he does, he's probably not happy with the car.
All right, it's going to be a minute before they get the car out of the way and open up pit road. So why don't we take a break here, come back for the pit stops and the restart and the continuation of today's NASCAR Busch Series action. Back to Pikes Peak after this on TNT.
That'd be good. They've had some terrible luck.
Oh, got a spinner. Kyle Busch going around in turn 4, and the caution flag is out.
When it rains, it pours.
What just happened?
He was just in front of leader Greg Biffle and went for a flying 360. And the yellow flag waves in this thing for a 5th time today, and it comes out with only 7 laps to go. And the way Kyle is driving up and waving a finger, I'd say he thinks the leader had something to do with that.
I'm not going there. Looks like some damage on the right front of Biffle.
Well, let's see what happened.
Looks like the 5 came down. Now, he was coming with new tires, and you're going to be much quicker. It looked like the 5 car came down on him.
This is from Kenny Wallace's onboard look. Kyle having to stop now and get back in line where he was when the caution came out. And he and Greg Biffle looking like they wanted the same place on the racetrack at the same time. Tough day for Lance McGrew and the Hendrick Motorsports team. And for Greg Biffle, that could have ruined what could be a good day. Let's check in Greg Biffle's pit.
Well, it's been a pretty smooth day so far, Brad, but you didn't need that with just a few laps to go. How is your car now?
Well, the car's good. You know, I don't know what's up with Kyle Busch, but, you know, he hates to get a lap down, and Greg Biffle made the call of the day. And, you know, I made a bad call at Bristol and it cost us, and he made a good call today. But, you know, you got to have luck going your way, and we've had enough bad luck over the last 2 weeks with the radiator hose clamp breaking and flat spotted tire last week, and this week it's all panning out. We just got to get this green-white-checkered or whatever goes happening and get this thing to victory lane.
But you're sure there's no problems with the car, no body parts rubbing on tires or nothing?
I don't know. You tell me. Get that camera on the right front so I can see something. But I'm not going to pit anyway.
All right, they're going for it, Alan.
Well, there you go, Brad. Take a good look. There would be the right front corner of your car.
I wouldn't pit if the whole front end was missing.
Absolutely not. 1 to go. Signal here, and you can see is some damage there. Will that create enough of a handling issue that
dash of fuel?
That the 59 car, Stacy Compton, has a shot at him.
Possibly.
We shall see.
And calling from the pit box, Robert Booty Barker.
Got a car sideways. Michael Waltrip collected Matt Kenseth.
Came right up in the front of Matt Kenseth. Who's that?
That's Tracy Hines in the
6 car.
6 Ragu car.
Michael Waltrip. Go ahead and get on down here. Get ready, guys.
He's got a flat left front. And Matt Kenseth.
I'm surprised he's able to drive out of that grass as much rain as we had yesterday.
And Kenseth's got a lot of left front.
Yeah. That's the problem of starting in the back.
So caution out early in the race. Michael Waltrip getting spun around or spinning around, one of the two. And collecting Matt Kenseth in his skid down the front stretch. Let's see what happened.
See the 12 car, Tim Feto up on the very top. 59 of Stacy Compton in the middle, and Michael just by himself. Around he goes, and that's due from lack of practice.
Car got loose on him, and he was gonna get away with, I think, hitting anything. But unfortunately, came right up in front of Matt. Matt had no place to go.
On board. This is Ashton Lewis looking ahead at Michael.
And Michael turned the car left to try to pass that car in front of him. And when he turned that wheel left, the back end just flew out from under him.
And whoever that car was in front of him got loose first.
Stremming.
See that little wobble there?
Well, you ever want a definition of what loose is? There it is.
Watch Stremmy's car. Right there, he's loose. That's really loose.
Yeah, that's really loose.
That's an ugly sound. We got to have at least one more shot of this, don't we?
Oh, yeah, one more.
Watch the guy squeeze by. Lewis, Nemechek.
And Kenseth really can't see anything in all that smoke.
Watch Robbie Gordon.
But
Kenseth
now he sees
Michael.
it.
Yield.
A lot of damage.
Robert Pressley, too. Just missed Kenseth. Okay. Well, we talked about the big name experienced guys in this race chasing the NASCAR Busch Series regulars. A couple of those big names in trouble early. Michael Waltrip and Matt Kenseth. And we're under caution for the first time in the Cabela's 250 at Michigan International Speedway.
Came in and pitted. Michael Waltrip said on the radio, I think I had a flat. It just went around on its own. They're checking all 4 tires, see if there was a cut on one of them, but so far they have not found one. Dave?
On the 17 car, Marty, the crew is going to work trying to find things that they can do to brace up that left front tire, or the left front fender. Sorry, a lot of going on down here in the 17 pitch. Yeah, they are tremendous damage on that left front, and as you know, Wally, that's the where they get most of the aero to hold that car down in the turn. Matt?
Dave here in the Chance 2 pit. It was supposed to be a big weekend with. Meanwhile, the 87 just passed.
Stacy Compton in 59. Tracy Hines in the 6.
Tell you what.
Tracy Hines is going to be dizzy.
Tell you what, it's very seldom you can spin like that and not hit anything. Well, he has made contact, looks like, with the outside retaining wall of Stacy Compton, but I don't know that Tracy Hines hit anything.
Caution number 3.
Let's see. A lot of damage to that car.
Let me get to the barbecue a little bit early this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see if we can see what happened to this deal. Hopefully we have something. Oh, hey, here we go.
The 6 car just looks like he got. Well, at first it looks like he got loose getting in, but
there you go.
Definitely got loose there.
Got loose in the middle, and we had to correct the car and go up the hill. The 59 car was right beside of him.
And got the worst of it.
And got the worst of it. Usually happens that way. Car on the outside.
Tracy Hines, the Newcastle, Indiana driver. USAC open wheeler, also running the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
And they announced yesterday that Ray Evernham has taken over ownership of this 6 car, and he will campaign the car in the NASCAR Busch Series next year. They have not announced who is going to drive for him. Someone will drive the car about 25 times, and the other 9 or so races, they'll try to find some more of the Hungry Drivers program like they had this year. Some rookies. Watch this car get loose. Watch it go. Oh, gosh.
See that left front tire, how he had the wheels turned to the right when he got under Stacy there.
They were running pretty good.
Yeah, he had moved up very smartly.
Yeah.
BP Hines had from 41st like up to about 20th.
Yeah,
he got loose way back there. He got loose getting into the corner.
Okay. Yep. So here comes the field to the opening of pit road. Who's
an outstanding job for these guys today.
Trouble in turn 1, Marty. Tony Raines had just gotten back on the lead lap at the last caution via the old Lucky Dog pass, and now his luck has apparently run out.
here if you can.
Oh, he can, but you're not going to like it when he gets there.
Yeah. That's too bad. So Tony Raines.
What was that, Raines?
Asking about somebody.
Yeah. Tony started 29th place, and as I mentioned, had just got back on the lead lap at the last yellow. Let's play detective.
There was nobody. I think he lost the left rear tire possibly.
The left rear tire was flat as he was coming back around, so I don't know if he did that when he was spinning, but as he was driving the car back around, it was indeed flat. There you see it.
So the caution is out once more. I mentioned we only averaged about 2.5 cautions per race in the first 12 NASCAR Busch Series races here at Michigan. This is already yellow number 5 in this one. Holding some 136,000 fans, all sold out for tomorrow's race, and a good number on hand for today's NASCAR Busch Series action that's under caution once again when Tony Raines had a crash down in turn 1. BP, she's back.
Oh, and lady, look out. You look out, lady.
Oh. September 11th, college football on TBS. The Houston Cougars take on the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Big 12 and Pac-10 college football this fall on TBS.
Okay, lady, I don't know how you didn't get run over, but okay.
She said, yay, Wally. Had a lot of caution flags in this race. Let's show you what has gotten us to this point as we reach halfway in today's 250-miler. The usual pre-race pageantry. And the big names at the back, Mark Martin and Rusty Wallace back in the field. Field lined up according to championship standings because of a rain out of qualifying on yesterday. And it didn't take long for the trouble to break out.
Back on Waltrip.
Go ahead, BP.
In stereo.
In stereo again. And Matt Kenseth comes along with no place to go and messes up the front end of the 17 car. He will later park it because of the damage.
That was caution 1. Then a competition yellow, because the teams didn't get much race practice on Friday, allowed them to check the tires. Somebody ran into trouble on pit road.
Crowded down there.
Jason Leffler wrinkling up his right front fender. Repairs since May. A little bit of mechanical attrition today.
Jimmy McMurray at 41. Engine problem, goes to the garage area.
And then this is Tracy Hines in the 6 and Stacy Compton in the 59.
Tracy got loose getting into turn 3 there and went to save the car. Unfortunately, Mr. Compton was there.
He's already in that spot.
8 tires better than 4. Joe Nemechek, another of the mechanical failures. He was running second when he had his problem. And then at lap 62, the caution that has brought us out now. Upon further review.
Yep, you can see the tire, or
the left rear tire come off.
Yep, behind him. So he lost the left rear.
Very good race car. All the races, all the Busch races that we've done since we started on TNT.
Oh, Ashton Lewis.
Is the left rear tire flat?
Yeah, it looks like he's having a hard time hanging on to it, but boy, yeah, he's got some kind of trouble.
Stay there. After the 6th car, red, yellow 6, down to the bottom right now.
Right rear flat, maybe?
Flat right rear.
Yeah. Yep.
I think so. It's either right front or right rear. Flat right rear.
Nice job to hang on
to it.
Yeah,
I was going to say, it was a good save.
And nice job by the spotter to find him a space through traffic to get down to the inside.
Now, hopefully that tire won't fly apart like it just did there and start tearing up the race car.
Wow. Inside the car with all the tire debris coming apart.
Almost looked like a down pillow had come apart inside that race car with all that stuff flying. Look at that.
That's a problem when you try to hurry back with the flat tire. When they come apart, they devastate. And there's probably some rubber laying out there right now.
Rubber, bits, pieces of metal various
you
things.
Name it. Ooh, it's getting uglier.
Boy, it's getting real ugly. Man.
Oh, he even moved his hand away on that one.
What is that?
Look at that.
Is that just all the fabric casing and the carcass of the tire and everything?
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming inside the car.
Well, we talked about a nice save.
All right, he goes down to turn 3 and he passed a couple of these cars, so all of a sudden, the tire goes down. He slides up the racetrack, makes a really nice save.
Does a terrific job.
Fortunately, he couldn't get to pit. If he could get to the pits right now, he would have saved all that damage, but they always go out in the worst spot. So he has to come all the way back around the racetrack, but in the meantime, trying to get there, the right rear tire comes apart.
Or you hear the tire going, you actually hear the tire, the air leaving the tire as he enters turn 3.
See, he could not get to pit lane, so he's got to go all the way around. Now he ducks down. Now listen.
Oh, we see the 47 car.
Robert Pressley.
Huh. Oh, great job. He just spins around and goes for a ride down the grass, puts it in gear, and drives away. No contact.
What was that?
It was kind of strange.
Under the caution flag.
What was that? It was Hornaday.
Yeah, he and Hornaday.
Okay. There's always a story behind those things, usually.
You mean we have to back up a few laps, maybe?
You never. Caution has just come out here at Michigan International Speedway again. Contact between cars, and this time it was Ron Hornaday that went for a spin.
With a little help, probably.
The left front tire is flat. All right, there we go. It's Justin Labonte in 44, and
oh wow,
clunk, clunk,
a little bump, and
the first clunk you say, yeah, okay. The second clunk is going to make you mad.
And he rode it for a while, but just couldn't save it.
It looked like Justin maybe got a little bit loose front, but still.
Ooh, Casey, when that Casey that just got through, was that Fedewa?
That's Fedewa.
Fedewa, yeah.
So Ron Hornaday,
and I have not top 10, I don't think, here in the Busch car, but I've run really well and run really well in the Cup car. So one of my favorite racetracks, and we were really fast this morning in race trim. So looking forward to a happy hour in the race tomorrow night.
Jamie McMurray very happy, but the guy inside the Stacker 2 Chevy right now, he's grinning from ear to ear.
Meanwhile, John Hayden has caught the wall on the Spectra Metals 31W insulation Chevy. Hayden's first lap 16:48. That would not make the show, and now that car has some pretty heavy damage. I want to apologize for the inappropriate language you may have heard a moment ago, and we do not condone that and try to restrict it where possible. Our apologies. Hayden having a tough time there after coming off turn 4, trying to better 16:48.
See right there, I believe he was, you talked about clipping the apron, Jeff, earlier. I think he was too far on the apron. Car got loose. You see his bumper bars coming out from underneath the car, sliding down the racetrack right there. Just hooked that asphalt, car just came around on it.
And when you do that, Larry, what it does, it basically, what we call it unloads it. Wedge goes out of the car, and all of a sudden around it comes. Not a whole lot of driver can do about that.
That's pretty hard impact.
It was a hard lift.
Hayden is now climbing out of the car as you look at Kenny Wallace, who right now is the fastest man on the nation's fastest half mile.
Down and driving in the Busch Series, he is doing an awesome job this year of showing how much he's matured over the last season.
Cam Strader, who comes out of the what was the Goodies Dash Series, driving another Food City entry, trying to make his first Busch Series start. He's from Wilson, North Carolina, 24 years old. He was Rookie of the Year of the Dash Series in 2000 and champion the following year with 8 victories in Goodies Dash.
Guys, he's going to have to stand on it. He ran out of racetrack off turn 4. He was not very good in practice. I don't think he's going to be very good here, and this is a go or go home car, no provisionals.
He's in right now, 37th, Larry. They'll take 38, but he'll have to pick that up.
Sure, this lap will be quite a bit slower. Yeah, slow. Not quite a bit, but he slows down. So, yeah, that's going to be see he was way up the racetrack there. Just runs out of racetrack.
And Strader coasts in. He is in the show for now. He is 37th.
He spoke so soon.
These guys are really jamming.
Got trouble off turn 4. First lap, Johnny Sauter and Mark Green. And who's that collected Mark? That is Eric McClure.
Eric McClure.
So the answer to your question would be?
We were correct.
1 lap.
1 lap.
We said under 2, didn't we?
I'll give you credit for that.
Oh, me.
That is why you want to start up front in a race here at Bristol. That started maybe about 12th in line and just kind of accordioned on back.
Looks like somebody got in the back of the 27 and forced him. And here comes McClure. Hard contact. There's another car involved as well, and he's going to drive away.
The problem with these coming out of turn 4 here, there's no place to go. You can't get away from the wreck.
Stay down.
There you go. Okay, I'll go high. And
You're good. You're good.
he only had one he had to deal with. Those guys behind him had a bunch.
That started about 11th place, wound up back about 25th, and that is the big mess that resulted.
He is slowly working his way to the front, chasing down Harvick.
Oh, boy, got a mess. Off turn 2.
And we got the 8 car, the points leader, in the outside retaining wall, along with Greg Biffle.
You and I were both watching that. We know what happened there.
I was trying to get the cameras over there because it was like, it's going to happen.
This was a case of Greg Biffle tangling with a lap car and then Greg Biffle trying to retaliate on the lap car. And when that happened...
Is that a loss of patience, maybe?
Possibly. At least that's my opinion. What do you think? Am I close?
No, I mean, that's what happens. And especially here, when you're a driver and you're racing other cars and you come up on another car that's running a lot slower, let's take a look at it.
Right, this is off of turn 4. Now, 39 cars left side wheels are down on the yellow line.
Wow. Man, Biffle did a good job.
Saving it there. That's on the front stretch.
And that's off of turn 2 a half a lap later.
Okay, so he retaliates and it cost him, and it may have cost Mark Truex. So that's the problem with, doing that. Nothing she could have done on that. I mean,
on board Martin Truex.
That was just losing your patience.
Oh, it was.
So Truex Jr., the championship leader, with some damage in the second caution flag here at Bristol. You're watching NASCAR on TNT. Bristol Motor Speedway. It's been action-packed so far for the NASCAR Busch Series. 2 cautions in the opening 30 laps of the race. The latest involving the championship leader, Martin Truex Jr., kind of caught up in a little mess not of his own making.
You see these guys get all bottled up here. See Truex up high, and it looks like Biffle just takes out the 39 car from the earlier deal. Unfortunately, took him out and did a lot of damage to the 8 car.
Truex has been on pit road. Marty?
That was Martin Truex's take on it, Wally. Exactly what you just said. For the 8 car, the championship leading team, there is left front fender damage. There's a hole in the left front fender. Water is up to 260. He said something does not feel right chassis-wise. They were going to try to get him up to speed as best they could. You see him weaving the car back and forth. That is trying to get a feel of the chassis underneath him. To him, something does feel broken. They are going to bring him back in this time and change 4 tires.
Well, yeah, what he's doing, he probably feels something wrong in the steering, so he's moving the steering back left to right, trying to pinpoint what that problem may be, because you don't want to run here if the steering feels bad.
Well, he made hard contact with the outside retaining wall, so obviously something bent.
Cleanup continues. We'll take a break from Bristol Motor Speedway. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Well, Alan, we were getting ready to talk to Greg Biffle, had the window net down, then Brad crashed on the track.
Trouble.
Tony Raines, Ron Hornaday.
Wrecked. I got the toe out, knocked in, or knocked out because it was pushing real bad.
You got left front tire flat right now.
After that last wreck.
Yeah, you have that left front damage. All those places not really aerodynamic. Trust me, when every lap you put on a tire with that big hole in the left front, it's not helping any. No. You're not getting any downforce on the front of these cars, and that's what he was talking about. The car was pushing, and it was going to get worse and worse.
And your 5th place man in points, Ron Hornaday, with damage. Here we go.
We got a little help on that deal.
We got Casey King out in the back of him, and I guess Robbie Gordon, was that he that ran in the back of the 2?
Didn't quite make it out, BP. We'll have to take another look at it in a minute. So, more trouble has gotten a couple of more of the front runners here in the early going at Bristol. Tony Raines and Ron Hornaday, both with problems.
And going to the shop to be fitted in this car. It's the same seat, but the cockpit has been adjusted for Mike.
And trouble in turn 2. That is J.J. Yeley in the Joe Gibbs 18. Who got a little help around the corner, a little bit farther than he needed to turn. And the caution flag is out at lap 73. Oh, Kevin, your arm's going to be tired by the end of the night, but you know that going into Bristol.
That's exactly what I was thinking. He's going to be worn out.
J.J. Yeley, 27-year-old out of Phoenix. Check it out.
Casey Atwood.
Yep.
Gets on the inside of, hits the 18, and around he goes, and he gets run in from behind by Stanton Barrett in the 91 car.
They all got away fairly clean with that one.
Okay, they're going to pit now, you think, fellas? What do you think?
176 to go.
125.
That's a little far.
Oh, that's right. This is 250, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's a little bit early.
Well, as we say that, here comes the leader across the commitment.
Oh, they're stacking them up. And there goes Robbie. Robbie Gordon.
Oh, love it. Oh, look at McLaughlin.
Got him. Car's down. He just drove 49 punted him.
Well, that didn't take long.
No, it sure didn't.
And that was right where I was talking about, those guys trying to work around the lap car.
And 49 is that they talked about on the radio is Derek Cope.
Wave that flag again, Kevin.
Man.
Go back to the trailer. We're done, okay?
Yeah, you are, Robbie. Look at that. All right. So watch, Hornaday and the lap car are going to make some traffic coming off at turn 2, and the accordion is on.
And then Robbie had to check up a little bit, and when he checked up, Derek Cope didn't. Got in the back of Robbie and turned him around.
And McLaughlin and the 20 car Mike Bliss made some terrible contact behind those fellas.
So trouble once again here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Robbie Gordon, Mike McLaughlin, and Mike Bliss with some damage.
Jimmy Kitchen, the 77 car in front of Mike.
Oh, Jimmy, you're going to get run over.
There it is.
Well, you saw that coming about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, that was I got to go. I'm losing my patience. Watch out.
There's that P word again. And it results in another caution flag.
Yeah. Well, look at that. It's like a lot of damage to the 77 car.
And he's not going anyplace.
Jimmy really didn't have anywhere to go either.
When they don't back up or go forward, you got problems.
Remember, you see Michael Wright on the bottom. He wants to go, and he just got a better jump off the corner when he got on the gas. And
I guess the 17 got in the back of Michael and turned the 99 around.
Michael tried to get off the 77. Yeah. Caution is out once again here at Bristol. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Oh, he got trouble up in turn 4.
Travis Conchler, Ron Hornaday. And the yellow flag is out for the 8th time in the race. Well, now this is going to make it interesting for some pit strategy here.
Yeah.
86 to go.
Coming in, get 4 if I have 4. Topping it off.
I think all the cars have 4 tires, and I think now would be a very good time to stop and change those tires. And Hornaday, he spun back in turn 3. I didn't think he was going to get to the Geister car, but as you can see, he did.
Second incident he's been involved in tonight.
He's having a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah. Here we go. Little help.
Little help by Jason Leffler. Hornaday spins. I think he's going to miss, but
And I think he got a little help, too.
This was on board Michael Waltrip's car. Oh, there we go, the 66 car.
Go high, go high, go high, go high.
When the 2 car backed off because of the spun car, 66 runs in the back of it. All right, now who's going to pit? Let's see. Going by the
Ferry's getting beat up a little bit here.
That is Stan Barrett, the 91 car. We got trouble.
Travis Geisler in the 36.
This 36 car has had a long evening.
And McLaughlin spins once again on the about the same spot he had trouble earlier.
Get it rolling, buddy. Come on. All right, you're good. Get it rolling.
And Paul Menard did not fare so well under this.
What happened?
Man, oh boy.
It looks like the 36 car hit the apron and shot it back up the racetrack. Did you see it different?
I just saw the Menards pound that outside retaining wall.
Boy, he hit hard. Watch this.
Yeah, the 36 car got on the apron, got loose, and shot him up the racetrack.
Under caution, we'll be back.
Yeah.
Ashton Lewis looks like. Yes, it is.
Caution flag is out.
I don't think he hit anything.
Yeah, he got away with that one. That's a rarity.
How in the world did he do that? And we see the rubber on the left rear fender kind of tells the tale as to what might have happened to send him spinning.
Let's see where Ashton was last lap. He was in 27th place.
Looks like Mike McLaughlin just touches him in the left rear coming off the corner, and watch this. Right by that wall.
Oh, you couldn't get any closer to that.
Man.
That's lucky.
That's cool. That was close.
So Ashton rejoins, though he'd probably like a fresh set of tires if he could. Though he's taken all he can under the caution flag, so might have to ride it out. 59 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the race leader. This yellow flag, the 10th of the race tonight.
Said, can you guys remind me to take an aspirin before I race at Bristol next?
Got to spin. Carl Edwards off turn 4. Caution flag is out.
Well, Carl learned how to win here at Bristol on Wednesday night. And
25, you're loose on the inside. You got loose, come up and hit you in the left rear quarter.
And now he learned how to spin.
And he learns that people hit you in the left rear corner. We see the damage back on the left rear.
So Carl falls back to 20th place.
That was McLaughlin on 25 that got in the left rear of the 03.
Take a ride with him.
And inside.
And you know what? Well, he never expected
Hold
that.
your brake, hold your brake, hold your brake.
Yeah,
All
don't.
right, come on, if you can, roll if you can.
No, that's a surprise. It's not a very nice surprise, but at least he didn't hit anything.
2 minutes. I've already done this once this weekend. What's the penalty?
So caution number 11 is out here at Bristol with 37 laps to go. We'll be right back.
To finish races, we have a 10th place car finish 10th, and there's another caution flag out, Alan.
Notice every time we talk to Marty, we have a yellow.
I think that's true, Wally. I'll just stop talking.
And that, don't give us that kind of opening for a comeback, Marty. And that happened right in front of Martin Truex. Hermie Sadler got turned around. And this would be the 12th caution of the race. Now we're starting to get close.
Now we're getting close to the all-time record.
Most in any race this season, we're getting close to the record here at Bristol.
Well, I'm sure Earnhardt didn't want to see this because he was pretty much gone. He had checked out.
And it's going to give Harvick one final shot at him.
I think Harvick got enough by the looks of it on the last 2 restarts.
I'll tell you what, that right rear quarter panel on the 21 car certainly isn't helping things out there catching all that air down the straightaway.
Coming into your picture from the right.
It looks like that Casey. Oh, who that was?
Casey.
Was it Casey Mears?
He's back out there.
Yeah. He had gone behind.
Crash over turn 3.
Jay Sauter, Tony Raines. And the caution flag is out.
think the 75 car hit the wall pretty good over there.
You know what that means. 3 to go.
We are going to overtime.
Yes, we are. Wow.
See Jay Sauter working on the window net to get it down. He will probably be disappointed to be this close to the finish and on the lead lap and wind up with a wrecked race car.
Let's see if we can see.
Almost like he just lost it there. Got maybe down on the apron, got it loose. Hard to see on that angle.
I don't know. The left rear tire is flat, but I think when Rains made contact with him, he probably cut that left rear tire down.
So tough luck for Jay as he works to extricate himself from the safety equipment in the car. Talking about overtime, of course, NASCAR with the new green-white-checkered finish rule. Normally this race would have ended under caution with the yellow out and wrecked race cars on the track this close to the finish, but not anymore. We'll make one shot at trying to give the fans a green flag finish here.
There's the other guy in the wreck, and he look at the back of the car. See some smoke.
I think their fender's rubbing the right front.
Oh, that's the right front, yeah. I don't know, you think?
Yeah. I would.
Thing looks like it's pointed to the right, too.
I would suggest that you not run too fast on these last 2 laps of the race.
Got a lot of toe out.
If he makes it that far.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s got a green-white checker. He's got to hold off the competition for now, huh, Matt?
He's got to hold off his old buddy Matt Kenseth from the Busch Series days. Well, can your man hold him off? He's done a pretty good job of it so far.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see here. We got a green-white checker to go. Car's been good right off the trailer, so he's really made it pretty easy on me this weekend.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has been second here on 2 separate occasions. Would love to put this Busch car into victory lane.
Hey, Matt, I don't think that guy's from around here, do you?
VP, another one of those northern guys that moved south, Pete Rondeau.
Yep.
You can tell by the old accent.
Oh, yes.
Dave?
Matt Kenseth reported 2 runs ago that his car was better on the long run than on the short run. Then on this last run, his car was very good at the start and then fell off. And gentlemen, we don't have very many laps left, so it could be turning Kenseth's way on this car that seems to go back and forth.
Tell you what, he looked awfully good on the restart that we had just about 10 laps ago.
It's going to be hard to beat that 81 car of Earnhardt Jr. He has been tough.
Yeah.
So green-white checker coming up. What that means is when the track is cleaned up and we're ready to go racing, they wave the green flag. At the end of the first lap, the white flag. At the end of the second lap, the checkered flag. If the caution flag comes out anywhere in there, then the race is going to be over. That is NASCAR's version of overtime. Turn 4, Aaron Fike is spun and been collected by Gus Wasson. Fike in the 43, Wasson in the 10. Aaron Fike, the 21-year-old out of Galesburg, Illinois. In just his 6th NASCAR Busch Series start, it doesn't last long.
It looks like he just lost it, BP. Looks like the 43 car of Aaron Fike just got loose up there on the high side.
He did, and poor Gus Wasson, the 10 car, had nowhere to go except in the side of the 43 car.
Our Advil onboard camera.
There's a great shot. Gets up high, gets a little bit loose. Oh, wow. And that's really a lot loose.
And we talked about the high groove, and it didn't work. Obviously, still not working too well.
Big troubles for Gus Wasson, the Bloomdale, Ohio driver who piled into Fike's spinning car. And then he gets trouble, front stretch, Jason Keller into the wall, back through traffic.
And it looked like Jason was...
Just sit tight right there. See if you can gather it up and take off, buddy.
Got some work to do. Even if he does get taken off,
32
a lot of damage.
around, buddy.
Let's see if we can see what happened. That is David Stremme behind Keller. Johnny Sauter to his outside.
Oh, Stremme just gets right in the back up.
Yeah, but Keller got loose. Keller got loose when he was drifting up next to Sauter, and it looked like Keller had to backpedal a little bit, and then Stremme got into the backup.
And And the 41 car, Brian Sockwell, spun down into the grass.
Trying to avoid it.
Jason Keller with some damage to the front of his Ford. As we ride on board with him, second caution is out here in Richmond. I'm okay, I'm okay. Oh, I'm not okay. You're watching NASCAR on TNT.
Right now.
Michael Waltrip in trouble. As the caution flag is out, he has tangled with the 72 of John Graham to bring out the caution flag here at Richmond.
You see the right front tire flat. That's why he had to pit so suddenly. Get in and get that tire off.
I've got a pit or I'll tear my car up, Andy. Yeah, it's tore pretty good already here.
It's Andy Petrie, who's now hired on as a consultant to help Michael Waltrip's NASCAR Busch Series team regain its stride.
John Graham, the 72 car, just lost control right in front of Michael. Michael had no place to go except on the side. Is this Kenny Wallace?
Stand in front of you. Oh. Stay low here, stay low.
Our camera about got hit.
Yes, it did. I guess that was Mark McFarland that was right behind Michael.
I'm not sure Mark didn't
Mark
push
Martin.
him. Yeah, Mark. I thought Mark may have got to the back of Michael.
So big troubles for Waltrip, who has kind of had a summer to forget where his NASCAR Busch Series racing has been concerned. Out of the top 10, the last 10 races that he's run, we can probably count on that being 11 tonight. We'll see. So caution flag is out for the third time in just 40 laps of racing. Michael Waltrip and John Graham in trouble down in turn 2. TNT Sports back live at Richmond International Raceway. The NASCAR Busch Series race under caution for a third time after Michael Waltrip and John Graham tangled in turn 2. Our Stacker 2 NASCAR Busch Series track back, Harry Gant and Mark Martin lead all drivers with 4 wins on Richmond's 3/4 mile track. You heard us earlier say Mark has 5 Richmond wins. Well, that's because he won one on the old half-mile fairgrounds layout as well. In the NASCAR Busch Series, the only driver to win on the old half-mile and this present 3/4 mile layout. He doubled his fun.
Yes, he did. Kenny Wallace, still can't get over how close he came. He and Ted Musgrave both in that E6 car to being involved in that crash with Michael Waltrip. And we didn't report that Mark Martin was involved. Had some damage to the front of the number 9 car.
But did not pit.
Nope.
I think he got it all on the hood. Yeah, right there. Michael was up on the brakes where the car went up, and Mark slid underneath it. It didn't look like he did any damage to the grill or anything.
That's what I was just thinking. He got it above the grill opening, so that's good news for Mark. Mark runs in 16th place right now. Pit stops under this caution. 18th place Ted Musgrave was the first of the drivers to pit. Had about a dozen of them that stopped from there on back. Still cleaning up here at Richmond. Let's take advantage of the extended caution to squeeze in another break. Close in on halfway. Watch up top of your screen.
Whoa! Oh my goodness! Oh,
Travis Geisler.
He goes in, makes contact with the outside retaining wall, just keeps on going.
Yeah, he really took off.
It didn't look like casual contact, did it?
That's pretty lucky. He hit it a lot harder than that. So Geisler running along there in 31st place, 1 lap down to the race leader. Best race for a spot on the track. Back at Richmond, the caution flag has just come out. Kenny Wallace with a scary ride up the track and off the wall in turn 3. It could have been a lot worse than that damage that he suffered.
Went down in turn 3 and it looked like the right front tire was flat and could not turn. Into the wall he went.
Top of the screen.
Something definitely broke or gave way there.
And so Kenny on pit road getting some service.
Can we take a ride with him?
Sure, let's go on board with him. I know this might hurt.
Good corner. We're about 5.
Saw a little bit of sparks come out from under the car.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Pit road is open. Leaders come in. Stops will be at lap 109. Kasey Kahne, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Mike Bliss, Martin. Oh, he got a break. Oh, boy.
Man, oh, man. Lyle Bennett, the 82 car, comes along and plows into Boston Reed. This Boston Reed, the 87 car, one of the Hendrick Motorsports development drivers.
That's a big break for Martin Truex right there.
Sure is.
Boston Reed, a 21-year-old from Logansport, Indiana, in his 4th stock car race, his first Busch Series race. He is a USAC Sprint and now Silver Crown driver. And Lyle Bennett, a championship contender regularly at Slinger, Wisconsin Speedway.
Boston loses control, and poor Lyle Bennett has nowhere to go.
If he got turned or not.
Well, that look is possible.
He may have gotten some help there.
And no place to go.
This is hard contact right here.
Yeah.
Because Lyle Bennett's car goes no place. It just stops.
That's too bad for both. As Boston Reed out of his car. Good to see.
Well, there's an old timer there, isn't it?
His misfortune. Good fortune for Martin Truex, who gets to make a pit stop now, potentially under the caution flag. Kevin Harvick in 6th is going to be the first one to come in. Turn 3, Tim Fedewa. And the caution flag is out for a 6th time. Oh boy, he may be okay, but his car's not.
You need a rollback for that one. Yeah, both left sides are flat. This left front won't roll.
Let's see, that's Johnny Sauter. Robbie Gordon.
Boy, Robbie Gordon just drilled him getting into the corner.
Man, crunch. Thank goodness for the safer barrier. Bottom to top. Well, I'll put the pace car back out in front of the field.
Yet again.
Slow this race for a 6th time tonight.
Now, those guys in the lead, they've got to pick pretty soon. They've got to stop.
I would say now, do it under the yellow. And let the rest of the race work itself out. I think this is the time to do it, Benny.
Well, pit road is closed here because of safety truck sitting across the opening to pit lane. Fedewa's car sitting just off of turn 4 toward the start-finish line. He tried to drive it back around and didn't get very far, obviously. And Tim out of the race car and is okay. So the question becomes, do those leaders give up track position for a pit stop here? We don't expect Truex and Harvick and Leffler and those guys who just stopped to come in.
And you're right, Alan. They're giving up a great deal off track position to pit, but now some of these guys will just change 2 tires.
I mean, it's better to do it under the yellow than if they have to be forced to do it in the green.
What's going to happen?
Well, nothing's going to happen because pit road is still closed.
Okay.
So we'll take a break. We'll come back and find out what happens in a minute. Turn 4, Mike McLaughlin, caution flag is out.
Man, he had a good run going.
Okay, Mike. Turn your own around. Come on, come on.
Like the left rear tire's flat.
Yellow number 8, and McLaughlin was running in, let's see if I can find him here. He was running in 14th place at the time of his troubles.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a good run on the outside, then I got squeezed up the last minute.
There's his explanation. Yeah. Now let's take a look at the video.
Said he had a good run.
See him right there.
Kasey Kahne moved up a lane to take the outside into the corner, and Mike was there.
Yep.
So troubles for McLaughlin. And the caution flag waves once again, and Truex's challenge for the lead is thwarted. Laps winding down. Trouble, turn 2. Casey Mears.
Oh, don't.
Boy, oh boy.
spin through all those cars and no one plow in the back of him.
When he hit him.
Heads up driving. Casey was running 15th at the time, Marty.
Alan, it wasn't 10 laps ago. He came on the radio and said, guys, we have absolutely no brakes left. Don't know whether that had anything to do with the wreck, but he said, we have no brakes left in the one car.
Might have had something to do with why he slid back through traffic. So Casey Mears, one of 9 different drivers that have been behind the wheel of this one car for James Finch this year. Brings out the caution, the 9th one of this race, and slows us up with 43 laps to go. That might have been big for Kyle Busch. Talk about that in a second. First, let's pick up in progress the Casey Mears problem, top of your screen.
Yeah. Don't really see what might have caused it. All we see is him going straight across the racetrack in front of the yellow car, Hermes Sato, the red and blue car of Stan Barrett.
Ahead from Kenny Wallace. Check out the top of the screen.
I don't know if there was contact with that car or not. Hard to tell.
It's J.J. Yeley there. Whoa!
36 did a good job there.
Travis Geisler. And so the one car in for repairs from the Phoenix Racing team. And the caution flag bringing the pace car out in front of the field again. Mark Martin pitting here under this yellow. Uh-oh. But most of the other leaders do not. So I guess the old tire strategy given up on. And now let's throw some pressure. Got a spinner, Travis Geisler. Caution flag is out. Okay, let's hold that thought.
Hold that thought.
Man.
We need some tires, Ricky.
Travis talking about Ricky Pearson, right?
The crew chief said we need some tires.
So this would be yellow flag number 10 in the race.
Oh, well.
And no, we're not there yet.
No. I wasn't even thinking about asking.
Oh, he got some help.
Yes, he did. Stanton Barrett in the 91 car that made contact with him down in turn 1.
Beautiful 360 though.
It wasn't a nice 360, was it? So Travis is able to fire it up and continue away. The 23-year-old from the Pittsburgh area in his 10th NASCAR Busch Series start.
This is Kenny Wallace from the front.